My name is Alexandra Silverthorne, and I'm a photographer based in Washington, D.C. In my photographic practice, I use the camera as a means to understand and explore spatial environments and encounters, while often focusing on the mundane or overlooked elements. At the core of my studio practice, I ask questions about space and place. What is it? How do we understand it? How do we become familiar with it? Why does it matter? How do we move through and use it? And finally, how can we do this in better and more thoughtful ways? I'm especially inspired by a quote by James Baldwin. He writes, "The world changes according to the way people see it, and if you alter, even by a millimeter, the way people look at reality, then you can change it." My work currently on display in the States of Being exhibit evolved from initial images I made in 2017 for an abstract photography exhibit at Studio Gallery in DuPont Circle. Disheartened by learning that 20% of adults in the United States do not believe that there is sufficient evidence of climate change, I asked, how much destruction needs to happen for folks to believe in climate change? When will climate change stop being an abstraction to them? Using projections created by Climate Central, I selected 3 areas of Washington, D.C. that will be flooded in 2100. After photographing cityscapes in each area, I soaked the unprocessed film in boiling water from the Potomac River for up to 83 hours. Afterwards, I developed the film and scanned the negatives to create digital inkjet prints. The uncertainty of the film results echoed the uncertainty of climate change. What will survive and what will be lost? What will be left at the end of it all? Since 2017, I've expanded the series to consider how even if we are able to reverse the course on climate change, our future world still won't look the same as the world we currently know. To this end, site-specific research on local environmental destruction, sustainable practices, and possible futures inform this work, as I've continued to explore vulnerable landscapes and process the film with site-specific natural resources. The images presented here are from a trip to New Orleans. I gathered water from the Mississippi River to process the film and kept the film in the water for several weeks before processing. During 2020, I had scheduled multiple trips to continue working on this project. Aside from an early trip in January, all the others were naturally canceled. While it's disappointing to put the project on pause, I'm also grateful for the additional time for research and refinement, and that time played a significant role in figuring out how to move forward. Furthermore, our final Sparkplug exhibit came at the perfect time, affording me the opportunity to see how the images can work on the gallery walls. A huge thank you to FA for proposing and curating such a thoughtful show, to Carolyn, Jerry, and everyone at DCAC for Sparkplug, and especially to Alana, Azadeh, Lizzie, Maddie, Sarah, Shayna, Steve, and Tom for their fellowship and generosity these past 2 years.